Yo, what's up? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead of the Mic podcast. It's your boy, the returning champion, IFBB PRO, Matt Butali. And today, what we're going to talk about is how long you should be spending in the gym. All right, we're going to be talking about how to get out of the gym in under an hour. Because most of you guys think that you need to train for longer than an hour to get results, but you really don't. And I'm going to be breaking that down today because I do understand that it's an issue that a lot of people deal with, or at least a misconception that a lot of people have. All right. So just as usual, you're more than welcome when you join to drop comments, drop questions. And at the very end of this episode, I'll try my very best to get to as many, if not all, of the questions as possible. All right. Yo, what's good, Dalen? What's good, Wallace? What's good, Dre Day? What's good, Ben? I see you boys. What is up? What's up? What's up? All right. So again, if you do have questions at the very end, I'll try to get all of them in. Okay. What's good, Mike? I see you there on TikTok of Michael Clement. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. All right, so let's get into this episode without wasting any time today. Okay, we'll be diving in to this episode very shortly, actually. I've just got to set up the podcast recording software, and then we're going to be rolling. And we'll be talking about the quickest ways to get out of the gym or the most efficient ways to get out of the gym in under an hour so you don't have to train for, a profusely long amount of time. Derek, what's good? Let me know how your day is going when you do join, okay? Because we are going to be recording this soon, and when we do start the recording with this, I will not actually be answering anybody until the end of the episode. I'm just trying to get everything booted up, and I'm still getting issues, which is mildly fucking annoying, but we'll be able to get this solved very, very shortly. Okay, boom. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay, let's see here. For the audio, just give me a second. Yeah, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here right now. For some odd reason, my microphone isn't getting picked up, so I can't actually record right now. But hang tight. We're just setting. Okay, I think it'll be good now. Yeah. Okay, that's set up here. Yeah, we're gonna be good very soon. Let's just do this last trial run and then see if we're gonna get into this episode and finally fucking talk about it. Yes, Ontario ain't ready for Mr. Pullen to dominate. He's looking crispy. We're literally right on the decline. Like we're starting to really pull now. But you'll see. We'll be walking you guys through his little transformation. For those of you that don't know, Ben Pullen is a natural nomad athlete. He'll be doing his very first competition very shortly and is looking like a fucking monster. All right. So without wasting any time, we'll be diving into today's episode regarding how long you should actually be training in the gym in order to see results, and or how fast you can get out of the gym, or the most efficient ways to get out of the gym in under an hour. All right. So we'll be breaking that down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? What's up? What's happening? Hope you guys and girls are enjoying your day today. It's IFBB Pro Matt Butali coming at you with another topic. And today, what we will be talking about is the number one way for you to get out the gym in under an hour. Okay, so if you struggle with time, if you're an extremely busy person, if you're like, you've got kids or you've got pets or whatever it is, and I can't believe I just made the comparison to kids and pets, but never mind. If you struggle with time, this is the episode that you need to pay attention to, because all I'm going to be doing in this episode is talking about time, how to manage time in the gym so that you can actually factor in your exercise, your fat loss journey, your routine into your schedule so that you can get the results that you want. All right. So if you struggle with, organizing yourself in terms of getting yourself in the gym and having enough time to execute the workout that you have set up in the gym, pay full fucking attention. All right. So this was actually something I got messaged 5 hours ago. No, not messaged. I got an application for the Natural Nomad Academy about 5 hours ago. And one of the guys who reached out, he wants to, put on some muscle, burn some fat, but he's more on the putting on muscle sort of side here. But this also does apply if you want to burn fat. So look at his application, and he knows where he wants to go. He wants to put on some muscle. He wants to burn some fat. He wants to get rid of some water weight, get more aesthetic, get wider shoulders, reduce the gut, reduce the fat that he has on his chest. And I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, these are all legit. Like, he knows what he wants. So what's stopping him from getting this goal? Like, what's stopping him from actually achieving this? And when I looked on the application, he said his number one issue that he struggled with when it came to, getting a flatter stomach, reducing the amount of water that he was carrying, water weight that makes you look all soft and gelatinous. He wanted to reduce that. He wanted to tone up all these things. But the number one thing he struggled with, his last name is Spencer, I'll call him Mr. Spencer, is time management. Mr. Spencer struggled with time management, or he struggles with it. So he reached out because he wants to be able to figure out, how do I get into the gym and out of the gym in under 1 hour so that I can, take care of my health and fitness goals, but also at the same time, not spend too much time in the gym because I've got this, that, and the other thing, all these other responsibilities to tend to, whether it's your kids, whether it's pets. I know that's funny comparison, work related duties, marriage related duties, anything, family, anything, right? If you have a busy life, it is very difficult for you to fit time for the gym. We know that. This is not rocket science. So, in today's podcast episode, my number one intention for you, the listener, the person who wants to be able to go into the gym and leave in under an hour, my intention is just that, to teach you how to do that with a few simple steps. Okay. And these steps, you don't really have to apply all of them at once. You can apply them as they do apply. Okay. Because it's all going to be case dependent. The very first thing that I would recommend you do if you struggle with, finding time for the gym, and this is again assuming that you have the ability to do this, because not everybody does based off of what their routines are in life, but going to gym first thing in the morning. All right, you want to go gym first thing in the morning. And I get it. Not every single human being listening to this episode can do that. Like, you do have your own responsibilities that are unique to your own life. And I get that. I'm 100% like, I sympathize, I empathize. However, just think of it like anything else. Imagine if you waited to the end of the day to brush your teeth, or the end of the day to shower, or you waited to the end of the day to do something that you would normally do in the morning. It would normally bother you throughout the day to think about that one thing that you should have done or could have done earlier on in the morning, or just earlier on, right? And the gym is no different. You become less motivated to do something throughout the course of a day, whatever it is. Okay. So if you are able to wake up, do your little morning routine, brush your teeth, wash your face, hit a shower, whatever you're going to do, have a coffee and a breakfast or whatever it is. If you were able to wake up early enough to do all those things and still go to the gym, I would recommend doing it. And no, that tip doesn't necessarily teach you how to get out of the gym in under 1 hour, but what it will do is allow you to go to the gym, spend as much time as you need to spend without it having individual or hold you back, or you essentially will eliminate the gym being an excuse, or excuses that could affect your gym visits because you train so fucking early. Does that make sense? So if you isolate the gym to a priority and you make it something you do at the start of your day, chances are you'll never have scheduling issues because you're not doing anything else that early in the day, right? But not everybody has the time to do that, or is as disciplined. And no, I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but let's face it, some of you guys listening to this just don't want to fucking wake up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym, or you just don't have it in you. And to each their own. You're not training to be a bodybuilder, so I'm not going to tell you to do something that just makes no fucking sense. Okay, so there's that. It doesn't necessarily teach you how to reduce the amount of time you're spending in the gym, but it definitely eliminates all the other variables surrounding the gym, or at least the time frame that you would have when you are in the gym. Okay, so that's the very first thing I'd recommend. Train super fucking early as you possibly can, earlier than most people wake up, if you have access to gym facilities, or your lifestyle permits that. The second thing that I want to recommend, and this is something that I till this day apply when I'm on a fly, when I'm on a pinch, and I have my regular routine that I normally attend to, but either the gym's really fucking busy and I'm coming in late, or something like, this is something that I always do when I have no time to go into the gym. Okay. When I walk into the gym and it's either super fucking packed, or I do not have more than an hour to train, or even 45 minutes, I will try my very best to locate all of the dumbbells and locate all of the machines based off of whatever movement I'm doing that day. And the reason why I'm looking around and locating where everything is, I mean, this is something you would do if you were going to regular or different gyms on a regular basis, but I go to the similar gym, most of the time, so I know where everything is. But the reason why I do that is because when I go there, my intention is not to, you know, fuck around and waste 10 years waiting for equipment. Okay. So I'm looking for, dumbbells, which honestly are one of the most versatile pieces of equipment in the gym. You can literally do anything with dumbbells. So I'd grab myself, the appropriate weight for the dumbbells of whatever movement that I'm doing and get my dumbbell movements out the way. Whatever I don't have to wait for, I will do first. So I'd walk in there. It's a busy day. I'm super late. I don't have more than an hour. I look at the dumbbells. I hustle over there and I start working away. Still training the same muscle groups, but using the dumbbells, and then after that, using the machines. And the reason why I go in that order if I'm in a pinch is because A, there are usually a lot of dumbbells that are available. And even if the weight that you want to use isn't really available, there's kind of another weight that you could use. And it may not be even as challenging. But if we're talking about just getting the workout done and not missing and not skipping, then what I'm saying is something that you should listen to because it will push you forward instead of keeping you at the same spot, which is skipping the gym because you think you're not going to have time or you believe that the gym is going to be busy, and which it might be really fucking busy, which might also deter you, but it isn't a good enough excuse to not go to the gym and at least put in 2 cents, right? So going into the gym, looking at the dumbbells, and sort of picking up the machines that I'm going to use in advance so that as soon as I'm done with the dumbbells, I can hustle off to the machines is something that I do if I ever want to leave the gym in under 1 hour and I'm in a pinch. Does that make sense? So the first thing we talked about, guys and girls, was training as early as possible. But if that's not in the cards for you, then walking to the gym, being as focused as possible, having as minimal small chat as possible, going to the dumbbells, grabbing them, doing your work, and then going to the machines is your best bet. Okay, it's your best bet. And now let's get a layer deeper into it because the tip that I just recommended when it comes to like going to the gym and getting out quickly in under 1 hour doesn't just apply to just going to the dumbbells and going to the machines because you can very well find yourself in the gym for longer than an hour doing just dumbbells and machines. So how do you actually break it down? What is the system that you must use if you're going into the gym and you want to get a quality workout, burn a good amount of calories in under 1 hour? Well, let's break it down. Let's get a layer deeper. So you're doing your dumbbells, you're doing your machines. The format that I would recommend you use when it comes to lifting and building muscle, burning fat in the gym, toning up, whatever you want to call it, while you're on a pinch, while your schedule is tight, is to never, ever, ever exceed 3 sets and keep my reps between 15 to 20 reps. So never exceed 3 sets, and every set is 15 to 20 reps. And now you're probably thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, why? What's the point? And there are certain movements that I can't even do that. And my answer to that is number one, you're going to be using dumbbells. And if you're using dumbbells, they're usually going to be lighter than what you're normally lifting with. So you're going to have to make up for that extra volume with extra reps because you're not lifting the extra weight. So you're going to have to make up for, excuse me, you're going to have to make up for the extra weight and extra volume, right? And even then, it won't completely make up for it, but it will give you the best bang for your buck in that time period. So, for example, if you normally do, let's just say I don't know, squats. Okay. And it's your leg day. You walk into the gym, you see all the squat racks are taken, you have no time. You go to the dumbbell rack, or if there's a machine, the hack squat, whatever it is, you pick a fairly light weight and you do squats with it. When I say fairly light, I'm talking about something that probably isn't even close to what you're normally lifting. And you're controlling each and every single rep slower than you would normally do it if you were to lift heavier or if you were to lift normally. When I say slower, I mean 2 seconds to 3 seconds coming down, 1 second to 3 seconds coming up. So you explode quickly, but on your way down, you're slow, you're contracted, right? And the reason why I believe you should do that is because you're going to spend more time under tension, which is going to add more stress to the muscle fibers, which will tear them more, which will force them to grow more, and all without the extra weight that you normally would have had to wait for if you were waiting for the squat rack per se in this busy gym and you don't have time to wait. So instead of focusing on the weight in terms of how much you're lifting, Focus on how many reps you're doing and the quality, the real quality of those reps so that you can make sure that you're not really cheaping yourself out and getting out quickly. Like you're actually, working for it. You're going to build up and get your sweat equity. It's going to be fucking difficult, but you're able to get your workout in, or at least to stimulate the muscle. Okay. So 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps, and if 15 to 20 reps slow, because it's only 3 sets. 1, 2, 3, you're done. So you better make every single rep count. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you got to keep the rep count high so that you give yourself that chance to really, 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 contract that muscle. And honestly, it will be fucking painful, but you give yourself that chance to push to the next level without having to use much time. And again, this whole time thing factors into, this is something that I didn't say that I'm going to throw in there, factors into rest periods. How long are you resting in between every set? Okay. And if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you to necessarily track it, like to start using stopwatches. You definitely could. I would recommend that if you are super serious about your training, but if you just want to burn some fat, if you want to just put on a tiny bit of muscle, okay, you can just count in your head, right? Give yourself less of a rest because that'll also increase the amount of intensity that you are, say, putting yourself through, that you're subjecting yourself to, which will also turn out to be beneficial in terms of like building your endurance, somewhat of a cardiovascular effect, but also will give you that endurance that you need in order to like push through the 15-20 rep barrier. It will be definitely challenging, but the most beautiful thing about it all is that it will not take a lot of time. I don't recommend doing this all the time. I would not just say, "Hey, this is your new split. Go in there and always try to get out quickly." No, there is a benefit to lifting or at least challenging yourself to lift heavier weights, which I don't want you to ignore. But what I am saying is that if you think not having enough time is a legitimate excuse to not go to the gym, you are absolutely fucking wrong. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm just telling you because it is possible and I just fucking explained it. You can go to the gym, get a kick ass workout in, and still be out under an hour, even in a packed gym. So if that's one of the things you're telling yourself, like Mr. Spencer that I was talking to you guys about, and honestly, who this episode's inspired by, right, Mr. Spencer, if you are acting like him, or if you think that you do not have time to go to the gym because of XYZ, you do not have time to execute this workout because XYZ, you do not have time. If time is your problem, and we're talking about time, gym, fat loss, muscle building, you are incorrect. And if you don't agree with me, you can simply rewind this episode and listen to it again. All right. That's it. That's all. If you like this episode, please share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Again, if you are like Mr. Spencer and you need help to figure out cheat codes, ways to get in and out the gym in under an hour because you're super busy, reach out to me and I'll see if I can help you build a game plan so we can sort of figure out what specifically for you might need to change in order for you to fit it into your schedule to lose the 15, 20, 30 pounds that you've been wanting to lose, or the 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of muscle you've wanted to gain. All right. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. Podcast episode recorded. You know what time it is. Shout out to everybody that is supporting. All right. I see y'all out there on Facebook, on YouTube, on Insta, TikTok. Thank you guys. Let's look here on TikTok. What's up? Hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget you're special and amazing enough. I appreciate you, Dream. Thank you. Shout out to you. 24K says, "What's up, fam? What's up, bro? See you, homie." Justin Daniel McCrae says, "What's up, Matt? Glad to have you on my feed again, dude. We got a supporter of the Meathead of the Mic podcast out here at 3,000 likes on TikTok. I appreciate you, Daniel. Justin Daniel McCrae. You are a real one. Shout out. Jit says, any tip for beginners? Yeah, I've got hella tips for beginners, and they're all on the Meathead of the Mic podcast. Definitely go check it out. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts. This is episode number 173. So there are videos that are not videos. Well, also videos if you want to check on YouTube, but there are audios, podcast episodes that span from 10 minutes to 1 hour, talking about many tips, both amateur, intermediate, beginner level, all that stuff. So you can definitely tune into that and find the episode for you. Mr. D&D says, "Stop the cap." I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, but like, shout out to you for commenting. At least not everyone's super crazy on TikTok today, which I can live with. Nomads. Ben Boy knows what's good. Quint, what's good? Kyle, what's up? Joe Tyson, what's up? Got a Natural Nomad alumni in the house. Joe Bada Bing says, "Is it okay to go in the morning then after work also?" Definitely. Split training is what we call it. It's only okay if, of course, you're not killing yourself in the process of, training. It's okay. But if you notice your joints are wearing and tearing, the quality of your life starts to decrease. Your rest, you don't feel really rested, as you wake up in the morning and stuff like that. You may need to lay off. Yo, what's good, Pistu? I see you, brother. Sharu, what's good? Nicholas, what's up? I see you, Mr. Nicholas. Mr. Charles, thank you for joining. All right, people. All right. Yo, what's good? My homie Jason. It's been a bit. On YouTube, he says, for competitions, how important is body proportions? For regular gym goers, people just go to work out, lose fat, and get bigger. For someone who has to worry about the body composition, how do you work on making sure a certain body part isn't too big? So that's a great fucking question. Um, there are a couple of things to sort of be aware of when it comes to that thing. There are two things which we mostly can't control. One of them is genetic predisposition. The other one is training style. So the first one is genetic predisposition. We don't really have much autonomy over the way our body sort of just is based off of genetic predisposition, and that means not just muscle or lack thereof, but like the insertions of the muscle, like essentially what the shape of the muscle is. So you can build the muscle, but you cannot necessarily control the shape of it. For example, how do I say? So if you're looking at a bicep, I don't know if you can see here. You see a bicep. So there's this, and then there's that. See if you see this, the change of the shape. I know on YouTube you can see it. The change of the shape. Some people have like long head biceps where even if they were to twist their wrist like this, it would still show like this. And then some people have the short head biceps where if they were to go like this, it would still look like that, right? And what I'm saying is you can't really change the shape of it, but you can change the size. And now that's what ties us into the training sort of style here. So there's genetic predisposition and training style. So the training style, the number one thing that I do, which myself, I do have muscle imbalances as well. Like every human being has this. My right bicep, or sorry, my left bicep is a little bit bigger than my right bicep, but my right tricep is a little bit bigger than my left tricep, and my right quadricep is bigger than my left quadricep, but my left hamstring and glute is bigger than my right hamstring and glute. So there's imbalances and lack of 100% symmetry throughout the entire physique, even for the most symmetrical of bodybuilders. Training style or incorporate in training to sort of negate those imbalances is very simple. You would simply just isolate the muscles with single, or we call unilateral, all right? Unilateral movements being like, for example, if barbell curl has bilateral because it's, you're doing both of those arms at the same time. Unilateral means just to do one arm at the same time. Okay, so you want to isolate both of the muscle groups that have the imbalance, and you want to prioritize either increasing the weight or increasing the volume on that lagging muscle part. So what it would look like is essentially you would still have a structured workout, and where you're doing both bilateral, both unilateral movements, but you will have, say, like a certain, for example, for legs, what I do for my legs is I'll still have my squats in where I'm using both my legs. I'm still doing my leg presses and all that, and but I'll also have two movements where I'm doing single leg extensions and single leg hamstring curls. And when I'm doing those single leg extensions, I'm keeping in mind that my right quadricep is bigger than my left quadricep. So I'm either going to do less reps on my right quadricep, or I'm going to do more reps on my left quadricep, or I'm going to do less weight on my right quadricep, or I'm going to do more weight on my left quadricep. So you get it. So it's like I'm either going to change the amount of weight that I'm lifting with the lagging muscle group, or I'm going to change the amount of volume that I'm doing with that, lagging muscle group. And the whole idea is to always finish your workouts with either more weight being lifted or more volume being experienced through the lagging muscle group. So train everything together. And long story short, train everything together, but I prioritize that lagging muscle group with unilateral movements and make it more challenging by, literally either adding more weight to that imbalanced part of the body, or increasing the amount of reps that you're doing with that part of the body. So one thing that I would recommend is, I mean, if you're increasing weight all the time for that one part of your body, it might not always give you the returns that you want. What I find works better is always increasing and or controlling the quality of the reps that you do, right? So essentially being able to feel it more in the weak areas counts for a lot more than being able to lift more with that lagging muscle group. Why? Because again, it stimulates more nerves, and if you're using your nerves to stimulate the muscle fibers, and really get that contraction, that deep contraction that builds up that horrible lactic acid, then you will be able to, or should be able to, experience minor improvements in that weak point, in that weak area. Does that make sense? Something I do for even my calves, right? Down to the foot placement, the quality of the reps, and the comparison in terms of like volume and or difficulty between the strong point and the weak point. The weak point always has to finish on top in terms of, by the end of the workout, I must have done the most for the weak point, whether it's the most reps or the most weight or both, right? On a unilateral plane. Okay. So it's very simple. It's the same way that we'd approach any other problem. We'd isolate it, attack it, right? Until it's no longer a problem anymore. And then it's balanced or at least neutralized. So I hope that answered your question on a gym goers level. But if we're talking about a competitor, I'll be honest, man. A lot of us are very asymmetrical, even though we look fucking perfect. We're very asymmetrical, or a lot of us are mostly asymmetrical. And the way that we sort of counter that is posing, man. Posing, well, two things: posing and conditioning. They are the top two illusions in the sport of bodybuilding, because if I'm standing straight up and then I pose in a certain way versus if I twist my hips this way and that way and this way, and the lighting is shining me on that way, and I have this much oil on me, and I'm super fucking conditioned, so the lines are super deep, and just all those variables, you can really wash out any weak point that you have. Matter of fact, you won't even look like you have weak points because you're manipulating so much of the posing art form and the lighting and the whole setting of everything, as well as being extremely conditioned, which isn't normal, right? So I'm not going to go as far as to say that uh, no bodybuilder essentially has asymmetry, but almost no bodybuilder that's good at posing will have asymmetry. Like, you won't look at it and be able to see it. The only way you'd be able to see it is if they fucking told you and they stood there and they flexed it openly to show you, because we've, as bodybuilders, evolved and learned how to present ourselves only in the best way. And the best way to pose and all that stuff is the only way that we feel even comfortable doing the pose. So it's like very hard to find imbalances, but they do exist. And if you look hard enough at any bodybuilding show, you will 100% see it, especially for eyes like seasoned. You'll be able to look and see, how much contractile tissue is flexing or why they're standing a certain way. You'll be able to see some of the imbalances, right? So I hope that answers your question. And I think that's a really, really, really good topic that I'm gonna do the next time on this podcast. That's a really good question. I'm gonna write it down here so I don't forget. Let's see. Balance. That's a really, really good question. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you so much. I know a lot of people are going to ask about that, so I'm going to talk about that in a bit. Yo, what's good, Zach? How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? All right, I think that is all. Those are all the questions for today. Someone go to tell him to. I'm not going to do that. All right, people. All right, people. That's it. That's all. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed today's episode. If you want to catch a replay of it, you can definitely do that on YouTube. You can definitely do that on Twitter, on Facebook. All right. Or you can simply go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Check out Meathead on the Mic podcast. You know what time it is. It's going good, Joe. It's going good. Shoot me a DM, man. Let's chat, bro. Let's chat. All right, people. That is it. That is all. You know what time it is. Hope y'all motherfuckers have the best day of your life. Gabriel, you know what it is, dog. Love you, homie. Peace. You're most welcome, Jason. We out.